What's up, guys? Welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of the entire season of Devs. If you like what you see, of course, hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find out what's coming next, and comment below on any video that you watch on my channel. So, here we are at the final end of this miniseries that is Devs. This was, of course, created by Alex Garland. And this is a very interesting and complicated TV series or miniseries or however you want to look at it. Please forgive me if I miss out on things or I misinterpret things from what I believe of this miniseries. But Alex Garland is one of the most amazing sci-fi writers in current history. The guy just knows how to do heady sci-fi, which is very scientific, very thought-provoking stories. Look at stuff like Ex Machina, look at stuff like Annihilation, look at stuff like Sunshine, 28 Days Later. The guy is just, he's so good at what he does. He doesn't get enough credit a lot of times for bringing these movies, bringing these films with the help of other directors, but with like Ex Machina and Annihilation. He's willing to kind of make you think and make you kind of sit back and take in the world that he's created. Ex Machina was one of my favorite films of the decade for a reason, because it was a film that took a concept of a guy who created artificial intelligence, and that artificial intelligence became more knowing. It became the ability to think on its own. It rose above its creator, and it's about the ideas of what humanity plays into the fact of an artificial intelligence. And that's the very same premise with Devs. Now, you're wondering why I'm doing the whole entire... Well, I don't know if you're actually wondering. I decided to do the whole entire season, or the whole entire miniseries of Devs, because I don't think there's going to be a second season. And with Westworld, I'm doing episode by episode, because there is actual multiple seasons, so it's nice to talk about week by week. But with Devs, the idea of what's going on here is so unique and so interesting that I just wanted to wait to talk about it, and that's why this mini-series is fascinating. It's not perfect. There's a lot of issues where it gets really obtuse a lot of times. It gets really convoluted in what it's trying to do. There are moments when you're going, just give me something to kind of go off of, because at the very beginning of this mini-series that started, 8 episodes ago, we have a character who's played by Sonoya Mizuno, who was, of course, in Ex Machina. She is dating a character played by Karl Glusman, and they work for a company called Sonoya. And the Karl Glusman character gets the opportunity to work for this company, or work for this like secretive initiative called Devs, which is run by the Nick Offerman character, and Alice Pill's in this group. Stephen Mckinley-Henderson, Cailee, Spaeny, all these characters are involved with this creation that we have no idea what it is. Secret, is you have to give something, but it leads into this scenario where the Karl Glusman character is killed, and why he's killed, we have no idea, but he is giving us information of this could change the world, what they're doing. And when we finally get to the eventual end of the miniseries itself, we kind of understand why it could change the world, because it's getting into stuff like San Junipero, and you'll understand why if you watch the miniseries that I'm talking about, this Devs. But this miniseries it's so intriguing and so interesting to watch. We're watching a character who is going through so much traumatic experience in this entire miniseries. Lily is, like I said, she's dating the Karl Glusman character. He is killed. She learns that he's a Russian spy. She learns that he was stealing secrets from Devs. That's why he was killed. We have a character named Jamie, who's played by Jin Han, and he is basically the ex-boyfriend of the Lily character. But there is a kind of romantic interest to these characters, and I really found this chemistry between Jamie and Lily fascinating. I think Karl Glusman's character was not as well fleshed out, but he's more of a kind of pawn character to move a story forward, to kind of give her a reason, because this becomes like a sci-fi detective story about a woman trying to figure out why her boyfriend was killed by the company that she works for. And we started uncovering this like really weird, really odd, really Ex Machina type story of a character who is played by Nick Offerman, who plays Forrest. And Nick Offerman is one of those actors who literally can do no wrong as an actor. The guy is so talented and has a wide range of emotionability and motivability and stuff like that. He is so good at just being different. Like, look at his character in Parks and Recreation. If you've seen the Founder, where he plays one of the McDonald brothers, he's been in a lot of other stuff that I forget. But he is such a good, amazing actor, and here he's playing someone who is very off the radar, off the whatever you want to call it, and his like just deadpan, his emotionless, his just he seems dead inside, and there's a reason for that, but he just feels like a character that he's here for a reason. He needs something to happen, and he will do whatever it takes for that to happen, and unfortunately people are being killed. But as the motives and as the ideas of what his character is doing, why his character motivations are doing what they're doing, he becomes more of like a sympathetic character. He becomes a character that you almost kind of have like a melancholy sadness for, because he is a guy that's just has so much range in just the eyes and the expression. There's this big young girl statue thing at this Maya Dev Center, and it's basically his daughter who unfortunately was killed, and that's what makes him kind of jumpstart this whole idea of devs. And I find that kind of just fascinating. I find that what Nick Offerman is doing here is one of like his career best performances, because he's so understated in how he's talking, how he's so comforting, but so kind of, you almost feel like a sinister feel to it. But in the end, the eventual conclusion to his character is nothing of sinister, is nothing of of deception. It's a guy who wants to get back to his daughter, and the way he's trying to do that is a very interesting approach, and it goes, like I said, into the San Junipero stuff. But then we have Alison Pill character who plays Cailee, who Alison Pill is another very fantastic actress that's done a lot of great stuff, done a lot of great movies and TV series. One of my favorite things she's ever done is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, because she's so like insanely dynamic in that and whatnot. But she's a woman like Forrest who knows more than she's letting on. As the whole idea of what devs and this secretive thing is doing, she starts to become more and more like almost like she almost looks like she's sociopathic. And when she has her eventual talk with the Lily character, there's like almost an underlining sadness to her character, because when we find out in episode 8 of what's actually happening, we understand that she and her kind of thinking is really, really just kind of melancholy. This whole series is very melancholy, very sad, very depressing, because of what it is entailing and what it is trying to do. And like I said, the Stephen McKinley-Henderson character who plays Stuart and the Cailee Spaeny character who plays Lyndon, they're more like side characters, but Stephen McKinley-Henderson is one of those actors that kind of is starting to gain more and more of a reputation that he's already had to begin with. But he was in Run, the new TV series on HBO, and he's going to be in Dune, which I'm glad they're giving him more stuff to do because he's such a fantastic actor. Cailee Spaeny was in that last Pacific Rim movie. But there are ideas and motives of these characters and how they're being presented and how we're seeing them as the story progresses that's really fascinating, because there's a point when the dev's idea of what's going on is kind of broken through. The Cailee Spaeny character is basically fired, and then there's a moment where we see her trying to basically get back in the devs by using the Stewart character. But as we start learning about what devs is, we start learning about the fact of why she's never going to go back to devs. We see her eventual conclusion to her character, which is really sad, really depressing, and is really kind of just a unique take. And she does such a nice job as a character that's really smart, really good at what she does, that kind of falls by the wayside of a character that just feels so sad. I guess every character in this movie is so sad. It's really it's not depressing, but it's really kind of heartbreaking to watch. But if there's an MVP of this whole entire series, it's Zach Grenier as Kenton. This character is terrifying. He's maniacal. He's madmanish. He is so like off the reservation. It's insane. He plays a security for the Forrest character for Maya. He's there to protect devs and what they're trying to do. There is no length that he won't go to protect it. And his violence that comes out of his mannerisms, how he kind of reacts to everything. When we see him kill the different characters in this movie, because he kills a lot of characters in this movie, his kind of understated performance of how menacing he really is. He is amazing in this show. I don't think he's gonna get a lot of love because we're gonna see Nick Offerman get a lot of love. Sonoya is gonna get a lot of love. Alison is gonna get a lot of love, and Jin Han's gonna get a lot of love. But Zach Grenier, oh my god, he's like one of those people that you would think he's like a nerdy twerp, but he is really menacing. Really, kind of is disturbing how effective he really is. Because when people die, it is not comfortable to watch at all. When he kills, it is insane, and I just have to give him credit. And before I actually get into what Devs ends up becoming throughout the series, Sonoya Mizuno as Lily is another revelation. She is fantastic in this series. Her sadness, her depth of like hollowness that she ends up becoming as the series moves along, the amount of stuff that happens to her, it's heartbreaking to watch because she is a woman that is just full of like compassion and love, and the fact that she had a boyfriend who she kind of took advantage of, and then she has another boyfriend with the Sergei character who takes advantage of her, and how she handles everybody in this series, how she is so vindictive and angry and upset and emotional. It's an Emmy-nominated performance of just understated amazement. She and Nick Offerman, I hope, get Emmy nominations. I also hope this series gets a lot of love with the Emmy category. But Lily's character, just because she's the focus of the entire series outside of Nick Offerman, she has to have a lot of range in what her character is doing. And just to see her go from a character that has done so much and she is at a point in her life where she's happy, to everything just completely falling apart, they're completely breaking, they're completely just... And then when she starts to discover the secrets of devs, and we had a Zach Grenier character coming after her, and what happens to both of her boyfriends or her love romantic interest, and she had a very small part in Ex Machina, but I'm so glad that Alex Garland gave her a chance to kind of open up and kind of let her become a true rising star actress, because this is a career-making performance that she does a super nice job with. And like I said, when she's talking to Nick Offerman's character at the very end, you really get a sense of just how much of a 360, or not 360, but a 180 that she has literally taken throughout this entire series. So Lily, the Sonoya Mizuno character, is fantastic. And it's just another line of fantastic, people in this movie. So, but we get into the meat and potatoes of what Devs actually is, and the more and more we watch it, the more and more clear it becomes that Devs is about humanity. It's about, if you had the ability to bring back the people you love, would you do it? Would you go to any lengths to do it? And this is what Alex Garland is very good at doing, is showing human condition, showing the people and how they kind of move and react to things, how their soul, it can be broken apart in certain situations and scenarios. You're dealing with a character that loses everything. She loses the Jamie character. She loses the Karl Glusman Sergei character. She's a girl on the broken edge of everything. Nick Offerman loses his wife and daughter. Alison at the end of this series loses, Forrest's character, who she is in love with. The human condition of how we show the spirit, the brain, the heart, the emotions of a character, and how we push forward on characters that can do so much with just their passion and their drive, is what this series is trying to present. But it also does it in a very Ex Machina way, where, and in essence, what Devs is it's a, at least at first, I'll kind of go as I go along, Devs at first is mysterious. We have no idea what it is. It's 4 or 5, 6 people in a room. They create something godlike, as Sergey says. And as we start to realize, it starts to come clear, we think it's a time machine, in essence, of a viewing window into any point in history, any reality, anything that you want to see or know about. It has the ability of doing it. So we're basically creating a window into reality, a window into the unknown, into existence, so we can see anything, we can predict, we can watch any point in history. So there's points where we're seeing Jesus Christ on the cross, and I think it's kind of interesting to use Jesus Christ in this scenario, and the fact that what the story of Jesus Christ is about sacrifice and about the eventual resurrection of the character himself, of the person, of the human, or whatever you want to call it, to something of a more like godlike status. And that's what Forrest's character in essence is doing with Devs, is creating a godlike status of a machine that will eventually turn into something like San Junipero or the Matrix, which is where this eventually concludes to, which is what I was kind of wondering is, if you have the ability to time watch, time view, would you use that for good? Would you use that for bad? Would you use that for the ability to help fix the world or whatever? And we think that he's using it to basically try to find a way to recreate his daughter, to bring his daughter back, because it starts getting into this thing where they find this dead rat, they have this machine, and they're able to recreate the rat in this virtual reality simulation. So I'm starting to wonder, I'm like, are they going to basically do an artificial intelligence where he's going to be able to bring his daughter and her soul and her mind and so on and so forth back into reality? Therefore, he's going to have his daughter back, because his motive and drive is to always be with his daughter, who he lost in a tragic car accident, which is a lot of tragedy in this series. But what the eventual conclusion to what Devs is truly about, it's the Matrix. It's San Junipero. It's about the ability to take everything that has gone on in your life, and then when you pass on, be able to upload yourself into a simulation, into a idea, into a program, and live basically forever. Live in a form of heaven. That's why the whole Jesus Christ thing is fascinating. That's why the whole religious thing is very fascinating, because it's a very religious, very resurrecting type style of show. And I think it's a very melancholy ending, because what is happening is, when they actually get the machine to work, we basically see the Alison character and the Nick Offerman character able to kind of predict how this whole eventual conclusion is going to happen. They're able to tell Lily exactly what she's going to do. They're able to tell where she's going to be, when she's going to be. And it leads into a scenario where she's going to end up killing the Forrest character, so that he is, because he claims he's like the Messiah, and he can, be resurrected, which is another allegory and stuff like that. And then it leads into the point where she makes a decision where she ends up not killing Forrest, but the Stephen McKinley-Henderson character makes a decision for them and kills both of them. And they're basically uploaded into this Matrix-style world where they can go live their life. Forrest can go be with his family. The Lily character can go be with whoever she wants to be. They bring back Sergey, and she realizes that Sergey was basically using her to basically manipulate and try and steal plans. And that's why the Jamie character is so important to the story, because it gives her a perspective that what she did, and how the fact that she was so non-despondent to this Jamie character. That's why at the very end of this, when she kind of goes on and recreates the rest of her life, she goes and hugs Jamie, because that's who she needs to be with and who she really wants to be with. But I just thought that was fascinating. I think the idea of it being a very San Junipero, where people can finally be with the people they want to be with, they can kind of create their own reality. It's almost getting into like Westworld stuff with the whole, going into the computer program with the, the androids and stuff like that. I find that really fascinating. It's a very heady type of thing, a very heady sci-fi thing. And to see that she's able to change one moment, to change one thing, to kind of prove that the system is a computer program and stuff like that. I find it really kind of unique, and this is what Alex Garland is really known for doing, is bringing up those questions about human existence, about human realities, about what is our purpose in life, and what is the moments where we go too far in the technological advancement of, whatever it is, to the ideas and so on and so forth. So devs as a whole is, as they say, it's not going to be for everyone. You have to kind of understand what Alex Garland is going for. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be dynamic, but it is not going to have easy answers. And when those answers do come along, they're not going to be to the most upbeat, most exciting moments, because that's not the whole point of the story. The whole point of the story is about how you choose to control yourself. How do you choose to use the human self nature of yourself? And I think in the end, why I think Devs is such an impactful show is just the use of and ideas of what it takes to be a human being, what it takes to be you. When Lily and Forrest talk for the last time in the episode or the season or miniseries or whatever, it's such an interesting idea of, you have the ability to do whatever you want now. There's nothing pushing you forward. There's no set parameters, because basically this whole entire series is a predestination type style series where it has an ending, a conclusion, an opening, middle, whatever. But at this point, she can do whatever she wants. She can go wherever she wants. She is not predestinated to do whatever she wants. The Alison Pill character at the very end tells Forrest that she made a choice that impacted the nature of predestination, and that brings in a lot of conflicting opinions to most people. Is what is your logical opinion on, do you think you have free will, or do you think you don't have free will? Do you think everything's predetermined, or do you think you make it up as you go? And that's what this series is basically representing, is if you have the ability to free will yourself, would you do it, and how would you do it? And that's why the Lily character, when she kind of confronts Forrest, she's so scared, because she's like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, do whatever you want to do, because you are now able to do whatever you do. So yeah, I mean, it's very heady. There's a lot of stuff I'm sure I've missed, because it's a 8-episode season. But overall, this series is just, it's fascinating. It's a unique take on anything that sci-fi presents itself with. Alex Garland, like I said, is a creator that has no easy answers for people. He's willing to kind of make you think. He's willing to try and make you kind of question things, and question realities, and question the human nature of your own soul, I guess you could say. And Annihilation was not the best film he's ever done, but it still raises a lot of questions about who we are, what we do, how we present life, and how are we honestly on a path that we're already predetermined, or is it a free will type of thing? So, but yeah, I mean, that's Devs. I mean, that's what I can gather from watching it. Like I said, there's a lot more things you probably can deconstruct from it. The whole idea of bringing stuff back. What is Forrest really representing? Is Lily almost like a deity in a lot of ways? There's a lot of things that can be taken from this series that, if broken down and kind of really thought about, could bring up a lot of cool stuff. And I'll leave it at this. This series, once again, like anything Alex Garland ever has directed, is beautiful. The Dev Center with its golds and blacks really feels like something out of Ex Machina. The world of the very near future San Francisco is very near San Francisco. There's a lot of homeless people. There's a lot of dirtiness to it, but there's a lot of interesting tech. The Maya campus with the big Maya statue, which is Forrest's daughter, is really fantastic to look at. It's really unsettling, which is what the thing is going for. The gold halos around the Dev Center is really fascinating, because that's the thing about it. This allegory of the resurrection of Christ and messiahs and deities and stuff like that. So But yeah, that is my official take on the miniseries of Devs. I'll be interested to see if this actually gets a second season. I don't think it should. I think it should be left alone with the fact that it ends with basically Lily getting Jamie and they hug, and there's almost like a wonderment of Jamie kind of wondering, you know, how's this possible? Like there's almost like a glint in his eye, but yeah, that's it. That's my take on Devs. Very, very good. Very good indeed. Another win for Alex Garland. So, but anyways, if you watch Devs, if you watch the whole entire series, let me know what you think in the comments below. What was your favorite part about the series? Did you like it? Did you not like it? All that good stuff. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find out what's coming next. And comment below on any video that you watch my channel. Otherwise, see you guys on the next video. Peace out. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out Movie Emporium. I really appreciate it. If you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification button and the bell at the top. Find out what's coming next for Movie Emporium. Also, check out these two videos. They're amazing. I think they're awesome. I think you'll enjoy them too. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.